Hey guys, Dr. Dave coming at you with another video. And this one is brought to you by a friend and a subscriber. His name is Leo, you know who you are. He came up with a great idea, and it's kind of something I touched on already, but think of it as a more, let's say, articulated, crafted, more chipped away version that makes it better and kind of makes it more useful to you, which helps you out more. Gave me an idea. He said, why don't you do a video on the different kind of sellers you meet at a flea market? And I said, you know what? I'm going to take that idea, thank you, Leo, and make a video about the different people, the different type of sellers you meet in a flea market and a garage sale or any kind of area where you're going and buying from an individual person. So, as you guys know, I've been doing reselling for a long time. If you don't know what reselling is, you obviously know what reselling is, but it's basically the act of buying something from somebody or a place, going and selling it somewhere else. So that's reselling. You all know what that is. Now, when you go to a flea market, which depending on your area, you're gonna have different ways to source stuff. Sometimes it's gonna be a flea market. For me, it's a flea market and garage sales. Some people are thrift stores. You know my opinion on those. And for other people, it's going to be, garage sales or maybe side of the road sales. Those are a thing too in some places. What I will tell you is the first kind of person or seller that you're going to come in is the best is someone that doesn't care, doesn't want the stuff, is just getting rid of the stuff. This is the person that you usually want to spend the most time with. This is when I see this person, I drop everything I'm doing and I just try to find everything I can from them. If they don't have a lot, I take what I can get and move on. This is like hitting a gold mine, especially in a garage sale. Especially if there's not a lot of people there, you're gonna hopefully take home a lot of stuff. So in a flea market, usually they're getting rid of something, they're moving, whatever it is. This is the person that you want to dedicate a lot of time to. The next kind of person is the person that kind of comes on and off, but doesn't really, pay attention to stuff, doesn't care too much about stuff. Remember, the whole point of reselling is you want to take stuff at a lower price and sell it at a higher price. These people might know what they have and they don't care too much to get rid of it. They just want the space, they want quick cash, whatever the case may be. They're there off and on. They're not there too much. They know who you are. They don't know enough about you, and this is important. They don't know enough about you to create a image of you and to start to kind of profile you. That's what people do eventually, and we'll get to that later. But these people are the second best kind of people you can run into. Usually they don't have the time to get rid of stuff, and they want you to do it for them. So. And they don't come enough where they have the clientele, or if they have any garage sale, they just don't care, The next type of seller is the storage buyer. So this is kind of like a 50-50 kind of coin flip, because there's a chance that they don't care. They just want to get rid of stuff. They don't check the stuff. You're good. Now, there's many versions of this seller. So I come across all kinds of them. I found them mostly in flea markets. Some of these people actually do garage sales too. So, but most of the time they don't have time to check their stuff. Some of the times, I won't say most of the time, but some of the times they check every single item and you're gonna pay full price. So these people, what I would do, the advice I would give you when you see a storage buyer and you start to realize, because they'll come every week to the flea market or multiple times a week. I would try to build a relationship with these people if it's possible. Most of these people already have people they're dealing with. And basically they just see most people as a way to get rid of junk too. You understand? But there are some scenarios where you can come and they didn't check something, you can get something for a good price. A lot of times, if you try to deal with these people and you talk to them and say, hey, you be honest with them. Say, I resell, you kind of build some kind of relationship with them. You might not get exactly what you want, because there's usually other people that are basically leeching off of them too. And they know what they do. They, you know, they already have previous relationships with them, but you can start to kind of get the scraps from them. Now, it's something that you kind of have to you have to sniff it, you give it a sniff test. If you see that you ask a couple prices, they're high, just get out, and other times I've seen too where people that ask usually a lot of high prices, I'll go back to them after a couple weeks or whatever, and maybe they change their thing. So these are 50-50. It's very swing, You might swing one way or the other one. But then you have the next kind of seller. The next kind of seller, we're getting into kind of difficult territory. This is the seller that usually comes there a lot. They know their prices. They'll let you make a little bit of money, but they have their prices quoted. Usually these are older people. They could be younger too. The older people usually are a lot harder to deal with because remember, you're dealing with usually people that have maybe a lot of money that don't need to be there. If that's one case, they just do it because that's what they like to do. The other cases, maybe they just do it for fun, you understand? And they don't need the money. They're doing it to clean stuff out, you understand? So they have, if they're older usually, even if they don't have money in some cases, they're just very stuck to their ways. And it's something you just have to kind of walk away from. Usually, you might get lucky because I will tell you something. I missed out on a lot of things by not checking certain people that I usually don't check because I'm like, oh, they want too much money. It's always good to look, just look, but always be ready to just say no. That's a little bit harder of a person. The person that comes there a lot, knows their stuff, willing to make a deal, but usually it's going to be in their favor. The next kind of seller is I would say there's about 2 left, maybe 3. The next kind of seller is someone that brings stuff and they don't mind to hold on to it. You know who you are, these people. They will have something, I swear to you. I've been going for years and years and years to flea markets and some garage sales too. This actually happens that people, I know them and I see the garage sale pop up. I won't go there because I know they're serial garage sale people or they're serial flea market people that have the same things over and over and over and over again. They won't come down on the price. In their mind, it doesn't make a difference that they're wasting gas, paying rent space for the space in the flea market or in a garage sale. They're basically putting all their time to doing it over and over again. They'll have the same item, they won't come down. So I just stay away from these people. It's a no-brainer. The next seller, this is someone that it's kind of like I probably should have put it lower on the list, but whatever. At this point, I'm just naming them out and kind of telling you what I would do. But this is someone that they start small, they start giving you good deals, and then they basically start watching you. Remember, I was telling you about this before, is they start watching what you do, they start watching basically all your activities, the way you're doing things, the way you're buying, your buying activities. They start giving you cheap deals. As time goes on, they kind of start to change the way they deal with you because you see, hold on. This guy is obviously making money here, and that's not good for me, which in reality, it should be the opposite, you see, because if I'm someone that's selling something, I'm thinking I want someone coming back to me. I want repeat business. On eBay, my favorite business is repeat business. I tell all my customers that I love doing repeat business. Repeat business is amazing because you have someone possibly that's willing to come back and spend guaranteed money with you. You understand? But these people don't see it that way. They see you as someone that's taking advantage of them, which in a way, reselling is taking advantage of the opportunity. You understand? You're not taking advantage of a person per se, but you're taking advantage of opportunities. These people don't see it that way. There's other people involved as well that are talking behind your back and saying, hey, this guy's getting a deal because they didn't get it and they're jealous of you and they're basically hating on you and they're making your kind of buying experience a lot more difficult with these people. So with these people, I'd be careful. You can still buy from them. Just you kind of have to help them understand that what they're doing is detrimental to them, not to you. But if they don't want to listen, that's totally on them. And most of the time, these people, they will basically actually end up hurting themselves because They think because you're giving you a good deal, they see you all the time, that you're taking advantage of them, and someone else will come, sweet talk them. These people are very easily influenced. That's why they do these things. And they will basically give someone else a great deal because it wasn't you. Meanwhile, you probably would have paid them more, but they don't see it that way. So just the best way to fight these people, like I said, I made a video about this before about mind games. You can only fight mind games with other mind games. Understand? You have to basically put yourself in the shoes of these people and understand how they think to try to understand how to defeat them in a way as far as getting that item that you want, because they're on some super, usually these people are very, I would say, they see you and they don't understand the eBay system, and they're either scared of it, they don't want to use it, they have pre-existing fears, and they see that you're doing good with it and they say, why is this guy doing good with it? Let me try to take advantage of him now. Instead of saying, you know what, this guy is actually helping me, comes almost every day or every week, buys a lot of stuff for me. Let me take care of him. You understand? Because that's the way usually I think. I think it's the best way to help people that are helping you. You understand? Whether it be on eBay, whatever the case is, whatnot. That's for another video. But these people, I would say it's more than 50-50. You have to be very careful. What you say, what you do, what you talk about, you have to try to say as less words as possible, and you have to try to explain to them. It's like pleading your case. Why should you get this? And if they become too difficult, just walk away, because time is money, man, you know. So, but do try, you know. The worst kind of seller in the flea market is, I would say these, now, like I said, when I say worst, they're people too, you understand? Like at the end of the day, everybody's trying to make a living. I'm trying to make a living. You're trying to make a living. You're watching this video, hopefully to get better at what you do. There's nobody that's doing anything intentionally. Well, some people are, but very rarely, you know, intentionally to kind of make your life harder or worse, whatever. The thing is, though, there are people, though, that they're very difficult to deal with, you understand? And they have mindsets that you will not be able to get anything from them unless you want to pay up, you understand? And these are the people that they decided they don't want to sell on eBay, they don't want to sell anywhere online, but in their mind, they want you to do all the work. And this is what I always talk about. These people this is usually their profession, they're professional flea market sellers, you understand? Professional garage sale sellers. That's their profession. They do it for, I don't know, usually they do it for at least 10, 20 years. They sustained a living doing it. That's perfect. Everybody deserves a way to make a living. But what I have I wouldn't say a problem, do whatever they want. I don't care at the end of the day. When I have a thing where I don't deal with you anymore is when I can't, you understand? Like, for instance, many times people know I buy certain things. And they even come up to me and tell me, hey, you know, I have this for you, but it's worth $100. They already looked it up. They know their prices like the back of their hand, and they think they're giving you a good deal, but they're not, because you have to put all the work in. You have to ship, pack, list, customer service, all that stuff, and they don't realize that. Maybe they do, they just don't care, you understand? But at the end of the day, you're gonna spend what they tell you. They find a camera that's worth $600. They want you to pay $500 for it. Now let's do some reseller math, right? Now leave all the haters to the side that say, oh, you just want to be greedy and make money, you know, and I should have bought it. You should have bought it for yourself. That's a different thing. You people that talk like that don't understand how reselling works, you understand? And they can talk for whoever, because I don't care. And most people that that are actually proficient resellers don't care either, because we're out here, we don't have time to worry about them. What I'm trying to teach you is the math behind these people. You cannot buy something for $500, even if it's worth about, I don't know, $700-800, and expect to make a profit. There are very few exceptions to this. Some things that will sell instantly and you make $100-200 profit, maybe that's worth it. But for the most of the time, it's going to be something it's a camera or a new system that people want $500 for, that's worth $600 or $700. You just walk away and learn to mark these people because it's a waste of your time to deal with them most of the time. The only time it's good to deal with them is when they're desperate, because everybody, I mean everybody, gets desperate. Very few exceptions. People that don't need money never get desperate, but people that need space do. And if it's a bad day at a garage sale or flea market or whatever, these people will usually, if they can't find anybody else, they will try to find you if they're trying to get rid of something. Might not be what you want, but that's when I would deal with these people. Usually these kind of people I stay away from. I let them come to me if they want to deal with me, and that's the way I leave it. Most of the time we don't end up doing business because the math does not make sense. People don't understand, regular people that don't do reselling don't understand the math behind it. Again, you want to make at least bare minimum 3 times what you're paying, because you have to account for the other returns that you're getting, which maybe doesn't have anything to do with this particular transaction, but it has to do with your overall business. You have to cover the cost of what you're paying, your gas, your time. You have to cover the cost of any associated fees that you're paying to list this item, to ship this item, because at the end of the day, people don't realize when you make $500 on eBay, it's not $500. You make $500 on whatnot, it's not $500. $500 on eBay now, depending on what category you're selling in, could be $350, could be $400. You understand? It could be even less if you have something huge you have to ship out, and they have to minus shipping from there. People don't factor that in. People don't care. People don't realize. You understand? It's not your job to teach them. It's not my job to teach them. It's not anybody's job to explain to them, because if they would be able to explain to them, they would give you a better deal. But in their mind, that's their way of thinking. These people, 99% of them, you have to stay away from them. You understand? And you have to understand that they are not going to be able to, it's like a Terminator. You're not going to be able to reason with them. You understand? It's easier to try to reason with a computer. You understand? The reason with these people. It's easier to try to reason with a Terminator, like I said. Maybe they'll have an easier time with it. But these people, they're going to have their people. And there's always a hierarchy in the flea market. Even in garage sales, there's people that go there that they're willing to spend tons of money to get the best stuff. Leave these people for them. They're not for you if you're trying to make money, especially if you're on the up and up. There's different levels to reselling. There's different levels to building your business. You understand? But these people are for the highest level of the people that are playing this game, that have tons and tons of money to spend. And if that's not you, just keep it moving, because you'll find better deals and you'll waste less time, and time equals to money. And the last people that you'll meet in the flea market are people that are just sour. There's a lot of nasty, sour people that they just will go out of their way to give you a hard time. Don't fight with them. They're miserable already. You understand? If you gotta understand the psychology of people. Buying and selling stuff is all psychology. And you have to understand these people are already miserable for whatever reason that's going on in their life. The best thing you can do for them is not even bother them. It kills them inside, because you're basically not acknowledging them. You understand? That hurts them inside, but it's the best thing, because when you sit and fight with them, you're the one that's losing. They win. You understand? And at the end of the day, who has time to worry about who's winning or losing? The only thing you should be worrying about is if you personally are winning in business. And these people take all the energy out of you, and all the will to all the determination, the willpower to do great, your discipline. You have to go and understand that it's not even worth going next to these people. When I see people like this, I go 4 rows over. I don't want nothing to do with them. You understand? They're just energy drainers. You understand? They're vacuums of energy. You don't want to go next to them, because this will destroy your day going next to them. You understand? Those are the worst kind of people, and they're very miserable people. And there's a reason why they're at flea markets all the time, because they can't find anything else better to do. Leave them alone. You understand? The best thing you can do with these people is just avoid them. if you have to go 4 or 5 rows over if you're in a flea market, if you have to go to the other side of the garage sale, if you're in a thrift store, which I don't do well with thrift stores, but if you're in a thrift store, go to the other side, sometimes you can't. But the point is that you don't want to associate with these people. These are very sour people. These are people that are miserable. They're mentally, they don't see people being happy as a good thing. They want everybody to suffer like them, and you don't want to suffer. You just want to succeed. You want success. You understand? This is a big part of success, is staying away from people like this. They're going to be everywhere. There's bullies everywhere. In every part of life, there's bullies. These are the bullies of the flea market and the bullies of the garage sales and of every kind of reselling there is. You understand? Just deal with it, and deal with it by just walking away. Don't even give these people your time. I used to fight for hours with these people. I used to. Until I realized I'm getting my energy drained. I'm losing out on deals. I'm raising my blood pressure, which isn't good for your health. And remember, if you don't have your health, you don't have nothing. You understand? And these kinds of people, their goal in life is to make you miserable like them, because for whatever reason, they're miserable. And they don't want to change their circumstance in life. So they want you to fail and not succeed. And the more they see you fighting with them, the more they get angry and the more they get happy. The only thing you can do to make them angry and miserable is you can just win and succeed and leave them alone and let your success be their downfall. You understand? And smile at them. Smile at them. They need a smile, man. It's like in Ghostbusters. If you ever saw Ghostbusters 2, for a lot of you kids out there, I don't know if you remember, it's in 89 or something. They took down that big, I think it was in Ghostbusters 2 was the big, I forgot, it was that painting guy, whatever. But I think he brought back the if I'm not mistaken, was the marshmallow guy. And basically, what happened? I remember, forgive me if I'm mistaking one with two, but the point is that they took the enemy down with love. You understand? Because hate doesn't solve things, love does. These people are full of hate, and I'm giving them a big section because it's very important not to give them your time. And this will cause you a lot of deals, stress, problems you don't need. Just stay away from these people. You understand? Let other people fight with them. Let them always be right. They tell you something, you're 100% right. Remember that when you're dealing with buying and selling, when you're dealing with reselling, there's a couple of things that are really important to realize. One of them is the math of reselling. Regardless of what anybody tells you, you have to do your own math. And number two is psychology of dealing with people. Because unless you're getting stuff from Amazon pallets or whatever, and you're dealing with logistics companies or whatever, you're not dealing with direct people, you're going to be dealing with people. You understand? Selling and buying is dealing with people. So you have to understand the psychology behind it too. And most of the time, not most, all the time, these people will just make you lose. All you got to do is leave them alone, go away, go start winning somewhere else. They'll eventually realize that your mind is you have too much of a abundance mindset, while they're in a very scarcity and miserable mindset, and your energy is too powerful for them, bro. So, and I will tell you something. I know I'm touching a little too much on psychology today, but psychology is important, and because dealing with these people is all about psychology of dealing with people, understand? And people that have very low, miserable, nasty energy, they cannot stand people that have high energy. This is why when you, and I know Gary Vee talks a lot about this, and you should listen to him. That's why when I started my channel and I started to get all the negative comments, I don't care. It means nothing to me. But I know there's people that actually affects them. You shouldn't let it affect you. You understand? These are the same people that are writing these nasty comments that are the same people I'm talking about that are in the bullies of the flea markets and garage sales and stuff. You gotta just realize they're not fixable. The only people that can fix them are themselves. They need to go see a therapist. You're not a therapist. Don't try to be one. Just go, do your thing, have fun. Because when you have fun, you make deals happen, good things come to you. Be with people that genuinely want to be helping you, because you will find your friends, you'll find your people that you build relationships with. And when you don't find them, find other people that have good energy or good stuff that you want to buy from and are willing to work with you. And if not, just go home and save your money, understand? I would call this video the hierarchy of, I should have said in the beginning, but this is the hierarchy of sellers in the flea markets and garage sales. But I hope this helps some of you guys. I know sometimes I can go off on a tangent, but that's just my style. So if you like it, awesome. I hope I helped you. If not, hey, like, add to the hate. It's great. I don't care either way. I'm just here to help people out who want to be helped, here to have a good time, make people entertained. Like I said, I'm up to 257 subscribers that I last saw, so I'm moving ahead. I'm happy, It's slow, but it's coming along. I'm proud of my work. I hope I'm helping some of you out here. I've been meeting some fans every once in a while in the flea markets and some garage sales locally, so it's been really cool. I hope to meet more, and I hope to continue to, grow, and I hope to continue to help you guys out, and entertain you, if anything. I know a lot of my videos, I'm showing, especially the shorts, it's mostly what it is. I'm showing sellers that just are insanely pricing stuff. And I'm trying to just show you the way it is and have a good time at it too. And I hope you enjoy that. I am trying to include some of the buys that I do. I just put a newer video today. I had some time today myself, so I've been making a lot of videos today. I hope you enjoy the videos I do. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can find me on Whatnot, Dr. Dave's Collectibles, eBay as well, and you can find me on TikTok also. And if you guys have any questions, comments, if you guys have any ideas too, like this idea came from Leo. Leo's awesome, man. And this is totally him, and he deserves the credit for this. And if you stayed this long, thank you. I know it's a long video. I had a lot to say. I do things off the cuff. I don't write things down. It comes straight from the heart. That's how I am. Like I said, and I hope you enjoyed it. So stay tuned. I'm trying to post more videos every day. And if you enjoyed this one, consider liking and subscribing. It would really help me out. I'd be happy. If not, it's okay too, but I hope you enjoyed it, guys. This has been Dr. Dave, and this has been the hierarchy of flea market sellers. And I hope you enjoyed it. And take it easy.